Christian leaders, this is Pastor John Richards, and welcome to the Christian Leaders Book Club.
Hey, Christian leaders, I'm Pastor Christopher J. Harris, and I'm your co-host of Christian Leaders Book Club. What's up, everybody? Happy July to all of you. Let me show you how committed we are to this book club. Let me show y'all. See, if you go back to year one, and I forget which month it was, but I did the book club sitting on the floor of a hotel gym. I found a smooth background and I was sitting on the floor of a hotel gym because I was like, we just started this book club. My schedule got messed up, but I am not going to let Pastor John down, and I'm not going to let this audience down.
Commitment, man. Commitment.
Exhibit B. Pastor John is sitting in his car.
Vehicle. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I certainly am. And I ain't even put no background. I ain't do what you did. You know, you found you a background. I'm like, you know what? It is what it is, bro. I'm committed. I'm in the car doing the book club because I have committed to doing this, and I love doing it, man. It's actually a labor of love for both of us, man. So looking forward to
making it happen, y'all. Fresh off the plane from NYC.
New York, bro. Good old vacation with the fam, man. Had a good time with them. So we trying to get back in the groove of things, but it was a much needed rest for us. So pastors and leaders out there, y'all need Sabbath. Y'all need rest just like anybody else. Don't let anybody else fool you.
Yeah, I'm so glad you were able to get away, man, and kind of breathe with the family and hang out and recharge. I'm glad you're still in your right mind after coming back.
All in it. Yes, sir. Because I came back driving the first day back from, the first day. I felt like I was a New Yorker, bro. I'm out here honking at people. I'm like, Lord, still my heart. They got me, man. They got me, man. I had to come back to my southern roots, boy.
Why you driving so slow?
Listen, why y'all driving like y'all ain't got nowhere to go? Shoot.
I love it, man. I love it. I don't know if you've been on vacation, so I don't know if you saw it, man. Since our last recording, man, something major happened in my family. Man, my wife and I's kids, put on a surprise vow renewal for us on the weekend of our wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow. No, really?
Yeah, man.
A surprise one.
Bro, they told us it was going to be so the backstory is when my wife and I got married, we had a small private ceremony. There's only like 12 people there. Different people took pictures. Of course, during that time, cell phones, like smartphones, didn't exist in that way. No thing like social media, none of that. So we took pictures, Polaroids, a couple other things. And basically, over our moves, different moves that we've had over the years, our wedding pictures got lost and damaged. So we didn't have wedding pictures.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, so our kids were like, well, we're going to get y'all. So for Christmas, they said, your gift, we're going to do a photo shoot for you. But it wasn't just a photo shoot because they rented a tux for me. My son went with me to get size. He paid for it. And then my daughter, got my wife a wedding dress because they said they wanted us to do this photo shoot. But it was a surprise vow renewal.
Wow. So I was about to say, I was going to ask you, how did they get you to get all the things for a surprise vow renewal? That is perfect, bro. That's perfect. Wow,
man. They paid for the food. They paid for the decorations. They paid for the facility. They paid for everything, man.
Listen, don't you love when your people can be independent and do things like that?
Listen, man, I got 2 sons who are in college, so I'm like
That's
even
a
more
blessing.
overjoyed that they paid for it.
That's a blessing, bro. I know as
Yeah, man.
college students, that's crazy, man. That is a
I mean, they
blessing.
got part-time jobs, but still, they took their
Mhm.
part-time job money and they all pulled it together and made it happen.
Wow, that's dope, man. That's super dope.
Yeah. Yeah. So God is good, man. You're on a high from vacation. I'm on a high from a vow renewal, the V and the B's. And we got victory in Jesus. 3 V's. There we go.
Such a preacher, boy, I tell you. This joker here.
A Baptist preacher at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Vow renewal, vacation, and victory in Jesus. And the doors of the church are open. Amen. He tickled. He can't even get himself together.
This joker here, boy. Messy.
Yeah.
You're a mess.
You got,
Well,
you got another B?
I'm proud of you, man, huh?
You got another B?
No, man, I only need 3.
Okay. All right.
That's all we need, man.
All right. All right. Hey, man, we got an amazing book this month that we're focused on.
Yeah, man.
We got an amazing book this month that we're focused on. We are talking about the religion of American greatness.
Yeesh. Yeah, that title was great. I was like,
Hey,
when
man,
we were discussing this and we saw the title of the book, I said, bro, we gotta do this. And we gotta do it mirroring the Juneteenth conversation we had last week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The
So
subtitle says a whole lot. The subtitle says a whole lot. What's wrong with Christian nationalism? That's the subtitle of this book. Paul D. Miller. And listen, let me tell you something, bro. He is qualified, overqualified, and stacked
all the
in terms of credentials for this conversation.
All the things.
Yeah, before we jump too far into it, let's just review where we've been. For those that may be new, this is the Christian Leaders Book Club, and we come monthly. Pastor John and I love to read and have discussions about what we're reading and how we're engaging with the content, the conversation. He and I are both pastors, and so we figured it would be an amazing opportunity for us to help Christian leaders grow in their reading, have a community, a tribe of people for us to do this together with, and so. That's what we are. This is how we're going together. This is how we're making it happen. Yeah. So man, listen, first of all, we had a rough go at it to start the year off. We had a rough go at it.
January was tough, but January was tough.
Yeah. Go ahead and let's review it, Pastor John.
So we had the let them theory. Man, is it Robbins, Mel Robbins?
Robbins.
Man, I be forgetting how to pronounce it every time. Probably because I didn't enjoy the book, but Robbins, like the bird. Okay, I got it. Mel Robbins, man, we thought we were gonna have a good book to start the year. It was a bestseller, but it was a disappointment for both of us, man. It was so repetitive; it made no sense. It could have been a blog post.
Yep.
But we had some redemption in February.
Yep.
We Marriage Be Hard. Yep. The Fredericks. 2 good people that we know, that we love to see on social media, but also peeling back some of the curtain on some of their personal lives was good for the book. Good marriage book, man. We would suggest it for couples and for people who are helping to counsel couples as well. It was a good book.
Absolutely. Really good. We went from there. We went over to N.T. Wright, to Simply Jesus, and we disagreed on that book.
We did, but it's okay. Brothers in Christ can disagree on the things that are negotiable. And so
we didn't have to do the Paul and Mark and John situation. We good.
Man, we didn't have no sharp disagreement. But
no,
I liked that you didn't like it as much, and you thought it was academic, which I'm cool with. Yeah. But then we went to Bob Goff, man, the storyteller, who put a bunch of short stories in the book and called it a book. Yeah. We thought it was going to be great. Love Does by Bob Goff. But again, we had a disappointing effort for that book as well. And we both agreed on that as well.
We did. We then moved over to Ego is the Enemy, and it was philosophical and 40,000 feet in the air. And we both agreed that was probably not one that we would pick up again quickly.
Yeah, for sure. And then Juneteenth, man. Juneteenth was a book that was a footnoter's dream or someone who loves somebody who's well researched, but also kind of walked through some things around the holiday that both of us didn't even necessarily know. And we're big Juneteenth Black History people, so it was a good book that we'll reference and go back to reference as well.
Yep. And today we pick up with this Religion of American Greatness, which we're excited about. Next month is we get into another book, but this one is going to really be, I think, a shift in the entire discussion, because we dealt with Juneteenth and then the Religion of American Greatness, which kind of deals with politics and social justice and social issues. The next month is a complete pivot because it goes internal and deals with our internal life and living.
Yep. No, that's gonna be good, man. Internal life, productivity, things that we like and pine for. So and then we got, what does justice have to do with righteousness? Which Charlie dates. Actually, Charlie's gonna be at our church for the release date of the book, which is pretty super dope. He'll be he'll be here in August. So it should be pretty cool. And then we got Adam Grant, Think Again. This was one that you suggested, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward. I have not read it. Have you read it, or have you just read Adam Grant stuff?
I have read Adam Grant stuff, and I started reading Think Again, but I have not finished it yet. But I will have it done by the time we get ready to talk about it.
Okay, so that should be cool. And then
Surrounded by Idiots.
Yeah, which is a great book title, but also hopefully we get some really practical things to kind of put together for the book itself. And then we're ending the year on what?
No Cure for Being Human. Kate Bowler, Dr. Kate Bowler from Duke Divinity School. So that should be good. She's a cancer survivor and has an incredible story. So look forward to gleaning from her in that book.
Yep. So what we got this month, man, we got the Religion of American Greatness, Paul Miller, who is well qualified. And we generally walk through a rubric for this. We have been doing chapter by chapter review, but I like the rubric that you put together that kind of gives us a scoring system to let people know if we suggest the book, some of the flaws in the book, all the things. Pastor Christopher put together this rubric, man. It kind of fuels our discussion. So we're going to walk through this grading rubric as we talk about this book, and then talk about some things in the book that really struck us as either profound or just, needed some work.
Yeah, and I think it's important for us to name some of his credentials, right? Because
I
mean, he's coming to this conversation from a very informed place, and I love what you said right before we went live. It was actually refreshing, man, because if I'm honest, folks like you and I, when I say folks like you and I, we are generally speaking theologically conservative, I would say. But yet we are aware of justice issues. We're socially conscious. We are people-centered. We are biblically orthodox, if that makes sense. But also offer critique of where the church is and how the church is navigating things. And so we kind of hold our breath a little bit, right, when it comes to these discussions, because we don't know what we're going to get, right? We don't really know what we're going to get and how we're going to how we're going to navigate that. And so I think that's the case for you as well. So he was in the military. He very boldly, let me turn the rubric off for just a minute so people can see us. He very boldly, unapologetically talked about his political leanings, and very clearly stated that he was politically and theologically conservative as a Christian. He's a former intelligence analyst, I think he said. National
In the
security.
Army?
Yep. And he's a professor. He's a scholar, specifically around international affairs. So it's not like he's only been in America. He's like seeing this on a global level, right? So he's got context for historical reference and also present day reference and how things are impacting not just where we are in America, but the global stage. And I think, man, that balance of things was just very sobering to see.
Totally agree, man. I thought it was a well-balanced book, regardless of wherever you land on this idea of Christian nationalism, whatever you want to call it. He used a balanced approach, but also coming from someone who's a conservative, quote unquote, someone who's been in that space and loves that space, and still holds some ideals that are like, hey, these are good things. He holds up the good in whatever he's talking about. And I think that's refreshing for sure.
Yeah. As an overview of the book, what did you walk away with? What did you walk away thinking?
So I walked away thinking that if everyone involved in this conversation treated it this way, then we may be able to land in a place where the ideals that we talk about in American culture are lived out in that way. When I was reading the book, it made me think about Obama's campaign, which, it don't matter whether you like him or whether you're not. His campaign centered on the ideals rather than centering on issues that become kind of hot button issues per se. You know what I'm saying? He always focused on American ideals and what we're looking at as a country. And I think that resonated with a lot of people at the time. And so I think he's in the book, he's moved us back towards thinking about, okay, this idea of nationalism and having kind of centered sets of social circles is a good thing if it's handled rightly.
Yeah.
What about you?
If handled rightly.
Yeah.
What
about you?
Yeah, there was a couple things that I walked away with, after going through this book. One is I appreciated, quite frankly, a person in his shoes taking the lead on the conversation. Because historically, people that are raising the points that he's raising are painted as outliers, or they're painted as quote unquote woke, or they're painted as unpatriotic. And yet this man has all the attributes, the credentials, the background, the framework to lay out a cogent argument.
Yeah.
And it was backed up. I mean, like, even if you disagree with him, you couldn't disagree with like how he arrived at his conclusions.
Yeah.
And one of the things that was intriguing to me as a reader, but also as a writer and as a student of authors, I was intrigued, and I don't know if you caught this. It felt like he spent overtime defining words and defining concepts.
Yeah, boy, definitions were like, I was like, boy, you defining everything just so everybody. Because I mean, I think it's a good thing only because everybody defines things differently, right?
Yeah.
And things can be defined either in positive or negative terms. I think he neutralizes them by defining them in ways that are more closer to what the word really means as opposed to what the way people understand. So I got that he did it, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot of definitions, a lot of words being defined.
Yeah. I mean, even some basic words that you and I would be like, okay, we know what that is.
Like when we know what that is.
Yeah, when he defined it, though, I was like, okay, I got you, bro.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. So I noticed that he was definitely on his definition bag.
Yeah, patriotism. He's defining patriotism. He's defining religious liberty. He's defining liberal. He's defining left versus right. He's defining politics. He's defining Christian nationalism. So he's just walking through these things and overly working to define this stuff to make sure that before he lays out his argument, you at least know how he's where he's coming from and how he's arguing his points.
Yep. Yep. All that happens on the front end, man. So that's what you want to see in
Yeah,
something like this, especially seen as quote unquote divisive or people have different opinions on them. Here's what I mean when I say this goes a long way in understanding what it means when it comes up over and over again. Because when he talks about republic and republicans, capital R, lowercase r, like understanding the difference between the two is very helpful.
yeah, yeah. I wondered. Well, let me ask you this. We always ask this question on the book club. Who do you think his target audience was?
Man, the crazy part about it is, as we asked this question, I was like, I wonder who he thought it was, and he told us in the beginning.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, not necessarily target. He said, "Here's the audience that I know will read this book." Right? Students, seminary professors, educators. Here's who won't read this book: white nationalists. I would love for y'all to. And if you are reading this book, know that I'm trying to do this graciously and understand I'm in a position where I'm conservative myself. So he
yep,
understands that the people who don't need the book are probably the ones that are going to be reading the book. As a matter of fact,
yep,
he said, I may be preaching to the choir early on, but he said, even the choir needs to learn some lessons or to be taught. And so that's what he's doing. He's teaching the choir voices who already feel like Christian nationalism, all, but probably helping them do it in a more gracious way. You know what I'm
yep,
saying? So I think that was good for him to address in the beginning around knowing that, hey, the people that need to be reading this don't. But he said even the choir needs good teaching. And I said, I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I think he clearly lays that out, but I also think that he specifically wrote the book though in hopes that a white nationalist or a Christian nationalist would pick the book up.
Yeah, yeah, I would hope so. I mean,
Yeah,
you kind of hope that, especially doing it in a way that's gracious, right? Like
yeah.
y'all haven't heard it dealt with like this before. So let's deal with it.
All right. So before our time gets away from us, we got just another half hour or so. Let's jump into the rubric, man, and let's see what we got. So we've got our sections here that we are critiquing every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Overall credibility, engagement, content, the flow of the book, freshness of the book, and then discussions. Right.
Yep.
So overall, man, Pastor John, what you got?
I got 8, which
Okay.
is yes, and I already know who I'll send it to. So I'm trying to figure out if somebody needs this. And I'm like, yeah, there are some people who I know personally, who I grew up with, who went to school with me, who I would consider are nationalists, but do it in unhealthy ways. That I'd be like, hey man, let's take a look at this book and let's kind of talk together. Because we've
Yeah.
had conversations about it. You know what I'm saying? But maybe
Yeah.
this is coming from somebody that they don't know who's credible, may go down easier coming from somebody that they do know who's credible,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But
Yeah.
it happens. It
Yeah.
happens. Yeah. What about you?
I gave it a 10.
Okay. Come on, 10. I like that.
I gave it a 10, man. I sure did. I gave it a 10. I was like, man, he hit the nail on the head with this one. And to your point, like it was refreshing to read. I think it was like, to be honest with you, like he's not a pastor. He talked about serving his church and being involved in church, but he definitely shepherded people through this book, man.
Oh, for sure. It was pastoral, without a
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
a doubt. Without
Yeah.
a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, we got credibility. What'd you give it?
On credibility, I gave him a 5. I mean, for what he's doing, what he's writing, like I think that it works for the audience. It works for the subject matter. Bro is a whole former veteran.
Yep.
He's a professor, teacher. All the things you ran through. I'm like, this makes him very credible. Expertise,
Yeah.
evidence, transparency, all that.
So this next category is going to be interesting, right? Because of how it's worded. So it's going to be interesting to see what you graded it. This next category is fun and engaging. Fun and engaging. 0 to 4, fell asleep. 5 to 9, dragged, confusing, hard to stay with. 10 to 14, steady but uneven. 15 to 20, page turner, clear flow, hard to put down. So I, Pastor John, struggled with this one because I thought that the book was absolutely engaging. I didn't think the book was fun. Right? So I struggled with how I was going to give it. Like, do I give it a 15 or do I give it a 20? Right? The book was very engaging. It wasn't fun though. So I landed at an 18.
Oh, I thought you said 8.
No, 18.
I said what? Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
18.
at 16.
Okay.
So the reason why I gave it a 16 was because there were some chapters I was like, yeah, it's interesting, but it's not as interesting as the cases and probably because I'm a lawyer. So the cases he makes for and against nationalism, it's like, yeah, this is like my sweet spot. Because I'm like, yeah, I see you arguing the case here. I see you arguing the case here. And now the reader comes to their own conclusion. Now, when he talks about political theory, listen, I'm a political science major. I love it.
Yeah.
Ish. But as I'm reading, I'm like, bro, I don't want to go back to poli-sci class. But I get it. I understand why. So this is why I gave it lower grade and gave it that 16. Not lower, it's high end, but it's on low end of the fun and engaging scale. Low end of the high end.
Yeah, here's where I'll push back on you against that, Pastor John. Because I do think that there were points where the book probably could have been a little bit more concise. There's sections and parts of the book that could have been more concise. But I also gave him grace because I realized that he's writing to a group of people. He's having to convince them of something that they are entrenched in. So he's got to be as thorough as possible to make them aware that they've got to climb over the preponderance of evidence, case law, history, et cetera, to stay where they are.
So let me say this, because I know that he mentioned this in the book. When it comes to political ideology, the people that he's writing to, or people that he wants to read this book who are nationalists, aren't very highly educated.
This is true.
So when you're walking through political theory, all these things, I'm thinking about the guy in West Virginia who went to DC. Bro, he'll be lost in a lot of the stuff that he's writing. So
this
that's why I said, like, a couple of the chapters are, yes, they need to focus on these, and then political theory is like kind of like 30,000 foot. Like, I need some foot soldiers, because these guys are foot soldiers. So I need some foot soldier chapters that I can walk people through, as opposed to like theoretical kind of high cloud type deal. That's the only reason I mentioned that.
Yeah, I won't push back against that. I get that. Yeah, I get that. Now, to be clear, I think he also wrote this book with the idea in mind that there's sections of it that he's setting up for classes that he will teach.
Yeah.
So you got to include certain things in there because he's got to make sure that his students have enough robust framework to handle the discussions and assignments.
Totally agree with that. Like, you can see this laying out in the core syllabus. Hey, this is required reading. Let's walk through chapter by chapter and talk about it. Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. All right, content. 0 to 7, thin, repetitive, shallow. 8 to 14, some strong idea, not fully developed. 15 to 20, rich, thoughtful, layered, genuinely illuminating. What did you give it?
18.
I gave it a 17.
Okay. We right there.
Yeah, we right there.
What about flow? Ha 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 ha. 0 to 5, messy. 6 to 10, competent with noticeable flaws. 11 to 15, excellent execution, tight and effective. Now I want to hear from you on flow.
I gave it an 11.
We both got 11.
Did you give it an 11 for real?
Yeah. I mean, I think it flowed. I think he executed what he told me what he was gonna do, and he went there. And he even referenced chapters and say, I'm covering this in chapter 10 when he mentions something about something earlier in the book when it's supposed to show up. So I like that kind of flow.
Yeah. He definitely did that. He definitely laid it out. He definitely had an outline. He followed his outline. It flowed. It had a symmetry to it. It was logical. It was, all the dots. I didn't read a chapter and then go to the next chapter and be like, what? Why did he go there then? Like it all had a connection point to it. And I still go back to those again. And maybe this is just personal preference for you and I. Like, I gave it an 11 and not a 15 because there could have been places where some things could have been a little bit more concise. Yeah. Freshness, 0 to 3, absolutely not. 4 to 6, felt like a remix of better books. 7 to 10, some fresh angles. 11 to 15, truly unique, surprising, creatively bold. I gave it a 12.
12?
Yep.
12.
Did you really?
Yep. 12.
Come on, man.
12. Got a 12 from me too.
Yes, sir.
And then discussion. Like, will this book generate discussion? We got forgettable, 0 to 3, 4 to 7, some memorable moments, 8 to 10 stuck with me. I'll reference it later. 11 to 15, truly unique, surprising, creatively bold. I got 14.
Ooh, I got a 15.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Yeah. Oh man, what's your total then? What's your total? Now, our totals are 90 to 100 book club banger, 80 to 89 strong book, 70 to 79 good book, 60 to 69 mixed reviews, below 60 pass on it.
Bro, I got 88.
Wow. I got less than you. 85.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you add mine up?
No, I didn't add yours up.
Yeah, I got 85.
Okay. All right.
So,
I mean, we're still in the same category. It's a strong book.
We're in the strong book category. You know what I'm saying? Everything can't be a good book club banger.
Yeah.
A strong book is a strong book.
Bro, it's a strong book, man. It's a strong book.
I really enjoyed it, especially in light of what we got going on in our country. Bro, I saw something on social media the other day that made me chuckle because I'm like, we're right in the middle of me reading this book. I don't know if you saw it. And I said, Lord, boy, I'm so glad that wasn't me. So there's a guy at a baseball game.
I saw it. I saw it.
And the national anthem's being played, and the older gentleman behind him slapped the dude in the back of the head. And I'm like, oh, how's he going to respond? He stood up during the national anthem. He was like, well, old guy slapped me in the head. I'm going to stand up. I don't know if I would have reacted that way. Even Pastor John, the pastoral sense of pastoring and shepherding people, bro, you hit me in the back of the head. I don't know about that, man.
Cause can I make a confession?
Yeah.
There's been some times I stayed seated.
Listen, there have been several times where I've stayed seated. And I wish somebody would do something like that, bro. That is wild. Yeah. But I think this book was a book that we needed to read behind the Juneteenth. It was good to juxtapose the two. And I definitely would suggest it to anyone who's a leader, especially in spaces and places where people are having these conversations around nationalism and and the importance of defining terms. Like even in our work, man, as pastors, like we have to define terms. Like people are like, yeah, what is justification? What is
Mm.
righteousness? Like those things we have to define because the culture defines them different ways. They define what justice is in a different way. But for
Yeah.
us, man, justice is paradoxical in the
Yeah.
Christian faith. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And we
Yeah.
gotta like lean into the tensions of terms. So it reminded me of the tension of terms.
I saw this post 2 days ago, knowing that you and I were going to have this discussion today, and I saved it to make sure I could go back to it. Relevant
Mm.
Magazine posted, I don't know if you saw this or not, study that was done actually by the Billy Graham Center, one of my employers.
All right. One of my former employers.
Yes, sir. By the Billy Graham Center Research Institute and Dr. Rick Richardson. Shout out to Dr. Rick Richardson. Half of Gen Z says Christians' support for Trump makes them less likely to go to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Less likely?
Yeah. And it's interesting, though, because when you read the full report, they're actually split right down the middle, right? Gen Z is actually split right down the middle. 21% strongly disagree, 16% disagree, 15% slightly disagree. That means 52% of Gen Z actually disagree with the statement, Christian support of Trump has made me less likely to go to church. So literally it's split right down the middle of whether or not support or doesn't support the president. And so I just think I think the impact of that, though,
yeah,
in our day-to-day evangelistic work, in our impact in discussions, it says to me that we are absolutely unequivocally divided. And the preacher in me, preacher in me says, Jesus did not say that they will know you by your political preference.
Sir. Yes, sir.
The preacher in me says, Jesus said, they will know you by your love.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So is your politics allowing you to become more loving? Because if it's not, it might not be the politics of the kingdom. It might not be the purposes of the kingdom.
If it's not loving, is it kingdom politics?
Yeah, man.
That's a word for all the folks. So I'm talking about wherever you land politically.
Yeah, man.
You got to be able to put that through that lens of that framework of love and the love ethic that Jesus taught and lived, and asked us to do the same thing.
Yeah. So I think I think this whole notion, there's a lot of stuff that I made notes of that he kind of laid out in the book that I think people need to wrestle with, right? Identity politics is something that he talked about in the book. What does it mean to be patriotic without being nationalistic? It's something that he talked about in the book, and we gotta work through this. I was impressed. Let me mention this. I was impressed that he brought up the conversation of race, that he acknowledged the impact of Christian nationalism and white supremacy. Right. Like he could have absolutely have done this book the way that he was moving through it. He could have done this book without bringing up the conversation of race.
He could have done it without it.
Yeah,
but found that it was important enough.
He said that nationalism can operate like Jim Crow on a global scale.
Oh, man. Yeah, I was like, oof, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
So a couple of things that I just want to mention that I think will be important in terms of some actual not practical, but some actual things that we also walk away from the book, because we've graded it now, but there's some stuff that probably stood out to you or stood out to me that I think was really good. The piece about Christian nationalism as idolatry, I think just was very sobering.
Mm-hmm.
That it's okay for you to love your country. It's okay for you to be involved in politics. It's okay for you to honor your cultural heritage. It's okay for you to serve in the military, right? It's okay for you to celebrate or make meaning of national traditions. But what he said was, which I think is good, and I'm using my words here, like none of those things should carry the responsibility of salvation. None of those things should be the ultimate determinant of your identity, right? And you shouldn't be engaging in those things with this level of allegiance that doesn't allow you to actually question things, right?
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah.
And
Yep.
I think that was really, really important. And like the rhetoric that he talked about of, you're restoring some lost greatness, this rhetoric around taking your country back. You got incredible hostility towards other cultures, other groups, this machismo leadership that's the only way to lead. You're automatically like carte blanche defending what it means to be a conservative Christian without critique. And like you're elevating the struggle of politics as this bigger than life existential struggle that you're even elevating above spiritual warfare, right?
Right.
I just think, man, I think there were so many things that he walked through that is worth a person reading, because the last thing I'll say at this point is it's highly likely as a Christian that you are working with, living nearby, interacting with somebody that disagrees with you politically. And we've got to figure out how to be Christ-like and good people where we are in a disagreement with people that we, have sides with.
And I think he exemplifies that, right? Like, even though he disagrees, he approaches it in a way where I'm going to be as gracious as I can to the folks I disagree with, to the point where I'll spend an entire chapter arguing the position, or at least showing you what that position is, right? I love what he does with patriotism, though, because people hear that word now and it becomes a curse word, right? But he said the best patriot is the one who recognizes what our nation should be at its best, not the one who celebrates my country, right or wrong. Man, that right there should be a mantra of anybody who is living in this country and is saying, man, I don't really want to ascribe to the patriotism I see, but I'm grateful for having lived in this nation, right? But patriotism can be a good thing if you approach it that way. Like, I want our country to be what it should be, not what it is, and not what it is when it's wrong. And I thought that was really good.
Yeah. That notion that America can do no wrong is just unhelpful.
It's terrible, man. Unhelpful, unhealthy, all the things, bro. So yeah, it was a good book, man. I really enjoyed reading it for sure.
Yeah. He talks about, this is dangerous territory. We getting ready to land the plane, but I'm going to mention it because he talks about it in the book. And again, this is worth people. I'm putting this out there on purpose because I think it's worth people reading the book. Like, America is not Israel.
Which we love that. Love the Old Testament people of Israel apparently is American for some reason for a lot of folks. But I think reminders of that and then just laying out why that is problematic. Because he talked about, man, a lot of nations nations really don't have boundaries like we create, right? Like the boundaries we be creating, like there's some of them that just don't have those types of boundaries. And it's really helpful to understand that. Like, we get so in our bubble, our American bubble, that we don't really understand everybody's idea of national identity across the globe.
Yeah. And we have to acknowledge, I mean, he talks about this in the book, right? This is not, and people that are going to get mad at this, you'll just get mad at this. This is what we're talking about in the book and talking about on topic. If you got a blind allegiance to any administration without critical thought as a Christian, you're in dangerous territory. You you see a political opponent automatically as an enemy of God, right? That's a weighty posture and position. I think when you allow politics to compromise your character, that's a major challenge. And when you elevate your national practices and symbols to the degree of your Christian practices and symbols, to the point where they're convoluted and the same, man, you're in a dangerous place.
You're in a tough spot, man. Very dangerous place. Very dangerous place. Yeah. Man, I'm glad we picked this book though, man. It was a good read. Even though it got lengthy in some portions, man, I could see how helpful it could be for conversations moving forward.
It was, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Christian Leaders Book Club, this is what we do. We're stretching ourselves contextually. For those of you that are listening in, we had a book that was about politics last year that we picked for the book club, and we discovered that we did not agree with the tenets of that particular book. I will mention the title of the book because we talked about it. Shepherds for Sale.
Yep.
We did not agree with the tenets of that book
at all.
And it's a radically different approach than this book.
A very different approach. You could tell it was slanted towards one side. So yeah, that was definitely what it was, bro. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, next month we are moving right along to what's the title of that book? The Common Rule.
The Common Rule, who is a lawyer and walks you through
the age of distraction,
through some habit stuff and some productivity stuff. Looking forward to that, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Sorry, my car cut. See, I was working so hard, my car cut off. And I gotta get in here and turn it back on because it's hot out here, bro.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. All right, Pastor John, anything else?
No, man, I think we good, man. Appreciate you, man, for letting your boy join in the car.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh-oh, did we lose him? Did we lose the man of God? I think we might have lost the man of God. Maybe we lost. Oh, there he is. So while he's getting that situated, y'all, our next book club.
I'm in the show.
There you go. We got you. We're back on August 14th at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, dealing with the Common Rule, August 14th, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:30 Central Time. What else you got for us, Pastor John, before we jump off?
And that's it, man. Looking forward to the Common Rule and then Charlie's book after that, man. Should be a good couple of months for us, bro.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day and an awesome weekend. Make sure you're following us on social media, whatever platform you're on. Our social media handles are there in the description box. Make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing. Sending this over to others that may benefit from the discussion as well. In the meantime, make sure you're also subscribing to our YouTube channels so that you can stay aware and in the loop when we go live. Have an amazing day, everybody. Have an incredible weekend, and God bless you.